Hey, thanks for joining us today. We're back with another episode of Economic Awareness. Actually, I won't even have to do that. This is just the interview. Okay, cool. So, quick 10 questions I'm going to ask you. First is, what's your name?
My name, would you like my government name or what I go by?
Both.
Well, my government name is Andre. Right, I go by Goose or Natty Goose.
Cool. So, for the purpose of the podcast, you would prefer that I call you Goose or
preferably Goose or Natty. Your choice.
Cool. All right. I mean, I was gonna call you that anyway. To be honest. All right.
I appreciate that.
The next question is, let's see, date of birth.
February 1st, 1998.
February 1st. That's a what?
I
see Aquarius.
I'm an Aquarius. Feel me? I'm a rising Gemini. And I think my moon is in Capricorn, I think.
So you familiar with all of that? Like,
I've just been learning, feel me? Recently too, I've just been meeting people that they talk about it. I used to be super against it because I felt like it's easy to see something and want it to be you. Feel me? Because we are that type of creatures, in my personal opinion. I'm very narcissistic like that.
I mean, you into astrology at all? Well, other than the zodiac, I mean.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a few things. One of them was an astrophysicist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was to, like, bust into your apartment right now, it's like, yo, you gotta go travel space by yourself. You know what's gonna happen to you? But you give you, like, weed and food. Like, alright, fuck it. I'm going, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what discovery is. And billions or gazillions years later, when they discover the tiny pieces of my remains in some random ass backroads pocket of drifted rock, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh shit, what's this? And I start a whole new thing. Feel me? Word.
What's up?
You know what I'm saying?
You never really hear that from most black people. I want to be an astrophysicist. Like, what?
I like to, and not demonizing my complexion or my situation, because I'm very much an anarchist in the ways of very, very prejudiced and super duper pro black. But feel me, I like to think of myself as more like creature than anything else, in the way that I exist beyond all the pettiness, you feel me, and the catty issues we have with each other. We are on the same planet, and I exist like a plant, like a flame. I exist, and like all of that shit, I die too. Feel me? But my body, feel me, my shell were made to become a cluster of other shit, both incredibly tiny and incredibly large. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, we're carbon-based organisms, and also stars are carbon-based organisms. You feel me? But we're just built different, but the same shit. And that went back to what we talked about earlier. You know, say how you gotta learn what's the build in order to fix the shit. You feel me? You gotta learn to compound to understand what exactly you're looking. You feel me? And I think just getting, like, you know, in tune is understanding that shit. My personal opinion, though.
It's cool. Mm-hmm. So, where you from, Goose?
Born in Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, people that get surprised when you talk like this. Can't talk like that, like, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I grew up here in Brooklyn. Feel me? Went back a few times.
So that's the next question, actually, because it's like we ask, what hood are you from, and then we ask, what hood do you rep? Because sometimes people rep a different place from where they actually are from.
I jacked Brooklyn. I didn't move so many places.
The whole borough, or a specific part of Brooklyn?
Borough.
The whole borough.
I done been everywhere.
Okay.
I done lived everywhere. Been in tune with a lot of things. So it's like, I'm just here. You feel me? I'm a Brooklyn kid. Feel me? I dibble and dabble in certain things. I leave certain things alone. But at the end of the day, this is where I live. This is where I exist. This is where I thrive. Feel me? I don't just live here. I'm not just from here. Feel me? I'm just a Brooklyn kid.
Right.
Feel me? Goosey. And at the end of the day, I'm also a kid of nomadic people. You know what I'm saying? I'm also a nomad myself, because.
So you just like travel from place to place, and
feel me? I have a burning desire for travel, but a fear of leaving.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Like that's why I prefer the extreme. Like I'd rather go to space, but sometimes to go out of state could be terrifying. You feel what I'm saying? And for example, when I was younger, when I was graduated elementary school, I was watching all the shows and shit like that, getting into Degrassi. I was terrified of the idea of middle school, so I was like, yo, fuck that. I'm gonna go to school with my mom's teach. I'm gonna be safe, you know what I'm saying? For me, I was never really a mama's boy either, which was weird, but I always said I was a very fearful kid. Not pussy, but very fearful, very aware of my surroundings, but my fear was so extreme that I was afraid of being afraid. So I found different cunning ways to like get away, like I just didn't want to do that. Feel me? I shied away from that. So me shying away from just experiencing something new because I was used to the school I was at. Feel me? I went to somewhere where I was used to a person that I see on a consistent basis. Now when I went there and I realized those fears are still gonna happen.
Right.
Feel me? And that's what I learned when it happens. So I learned too, like when I do it, I could adapt. But what kills me is doing it itself, because I learned that if I had went to school now when my mother was teaching, I probably would have enjoyed middle school a lot better. You
Probably,
feel what I'm saying?
not.
You know what I mean? Who knows? But I definitely, just because of my own personality,
Right.
I knew I've been willing to experience more, get away with more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Learn more. Feel me?
And you probably would have been a little bit more freer to do certain things if you wasn't in the school where your mother was.
No, I don't even think so. I realized I was a kid where I did things where I shouldn't do. I was a sneaky kid. But if it's there and it's too accessible, I wouldn't really care. Feel me? I'm willing to feel what I shouldn't in certain instances. You know what I'm saying? For that reason, I feel like I could exhibit that safely when it's weird. If it's put in front of me, I don't need to touch it. But when it's hidden, I want to see why it's hidden.
Right.
You feel what I mean? That's the type of youth I am. You feel me? And that's what I struggle with. So it's weird like that.
So, what's your favorite color?
Green.
Green.
Yeah, man.
What is it about green?
You know what's crazy? I think somebody just asked me as a kid one time, what's your favorite color? And I just didn't want to say blue, so I decided on green. And then I convinced myself that my favorite color is green so much that now my favorite color is green.
But is it something about it? Like when you see green, does it do something to you? Does it provoke any type of feeling, emotion? Or?
I mean, yeah, but if you're asking me what green means, what I feel through it, feel me, I see.
Like, why is it your favorite color? What is it about it that makes it your favorite out of all the colors in the damn rainbow?
See, that's why the question is so hard, because of why I chose the.
That's
what I'm saying. Like what I really want to answer is say all color, like just the idea of color itself. I think it's my favorite. But if I had to pick a favorite, it's green. I choose it just out of randomness.
Right.
But it's so random that I've just patterned myself to it. Feel me?
Yeah.
And that's not to be on no like high fluish. It's just I don't know.
Like I just anti-blue.
I love blue. That's my second. If I could put it as two, but niggas don't say favorite colors.
Right.
I feel like it will be. I feel like truthfully, we should change that shit. Instead of asking what's your favorite color, what are your favorite colors? Because who has a real favorite color? A color is supposed to be complimentary.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people actually do though, you know, like, and that's the irony of it. It's like a lot of people, and a lot of the answers are usually similar. Like some people will say red. You know, some people will say, I don't think I've gotten a yellow yet.
I've gotten yellow. I know somebody who I adores yellow.
Yeah, like me. When I was a kid, my favorite color was I want to say green. It started off as green, and then it kind of went to white. And people kept saying white is not a color. So around high school, it changed to yellow, and then in adulthood, it became red. Like, so I've been like bouncing with colors. Like,
all right, that's fair. If you were to say that, I think right now I'm transitioning to like lavenderish, purple, pinkish colors. Those are vibey to me. Feel me? Like this phone. Feel me? I got this phone, man. I wish you could see the phone that I had before this. I just got this phone. So with a shitty phone, and I was dealing with it, but you could even see from from our colors.
You drew that?
Nah,
Oh.
I wish.
I thought it was something.
Bro, the pinks and you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I see
The
what you're talking
purples in it. Feel me? I think
Yeah.
it's more me. It's more mystical, more magic and shit. Feel me?
about. That's what's up.
But I love green too because I feel like at the end of the day, that's what my flesh is.
Well, as long as you ain't be like, oh, because I love money, like you know, like people be like,
hey, but real shit though. If I keep it a buck with you,
Mhm.
you know, and this is an unpopular opinion. You feel me? And I find it funny because I see a lot of unpopular opinions would go against what a lot of people feel like. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say, but I'm a fan of worth. I'm a fan of capitalism, and I'm a fan of money. You know what I'm saying? Because it forces people to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? It's like the lottery. Feel me? We are not holier than art, holier than thou people. You know what I'm saying? And money itself is worth. Money, take away the greed and all of that shit. It's just an idea of worth. If I put the same concept of worth onto a seashell, and this other seashell, then we gonna be bidding for that too.
I don't think it forces people to be real. I think it actually encourages people to be greedy. And
I think we just naturally greedy creatures.
I don't think naturally we are.
Nah.
Not
What do you think we
naturally.
are?
I think that naturally, no. I don't. I mean, everyone's different, so maybe there are some people who are naturally greedy, but I don't think as a species that's something that, you know, I think that's individual choice. That's something that people.
So let me ask you a question for me, because I don't know if you noticed, I got this tatted on me, right?
Mhm.
So like how do you feel about your life?
And
Where do you grade it right now? How much are you fucking not fucking with it, but like you cool with the fact
Yeah.
that you're living right now? Like you
I'm
fuck
in a
with it, you don't
state,
mind
yeah.
living the next day.
I'm in a tranquil state.
I think the idea of living itself is greedy. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that, only reason I say that is because beyond shelter, food, and just the bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? Because we have the ability to, we are our consciousness, and that's what separates us from everything else. For me, I think naturally it's overly expanding. It's literally electric, just whoosh, feel me? And I think we physically do what we biologically do as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think when I say greedy, and I tell this to people when I speak, don't take too seriously the word itself, because a lot of times we put negative connotations on certain words.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you hear the term greedy, and you think of this nasty, insatiable need for something.
Well, it is kind of a negative term.
True, but think if you're going to put it in that aspect, think of the word tyrant. Feel me? Tyrant is a negative term,
Also.
but tyrant in its first use was a revolutionary.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you look at greedy, you know what I'm saying, and you look at just language itself and take away its negative connotation, how you would like to use it. You know what I'm saying? And what is this real? Like I say, what's is made of greediness is a need for more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's not even a need. It's just a craving.
A craving,
you know,
yeah.
and it's
a
like
craving. Feel me?
Yeah.
So I say once you crave, you know what I'm saying, it's greedy. That's why I like that movie Soul. I don't know if you watch this Pixar movie Soul.
Yeah,
feel me?
with Jamie Foxx,
exactly.
right?
And I think they use the idea of greed so well. You know what I mean? Because this is our craft and it's beautiful, but there's a deep pit in it as well, and it goes with the whole yin yang. You can't have without it being, you know, taken at some point. You know what I'm saying? And there's a balance of that shit. So when I say greed, it's not necessarily to say like, you know, what is to say? It's inevitable to desire something,
Right.
insatiable.
See, that's something that's natural desire.
Yeah.
You know, like that's. But see, greed is like over. You understand?
I understand,
and that's a personal choice. Like people have to choose to do that. Like you're not born with that. That you know, like that's something that people get a taste of, and if they like it, they go, you know, harder for it. But most people, it's like, you know, you eat enough and you had enough and you're full. But some people will keep eating. like damn, nigga, you full. You done had enough. Like you ain't even trying to save none for nobody else. Like you just like that's like.
You know what that reminds me of? Somebody we were talking about like smoking and shit like that. You know, I smoke weed and all of that. I was like, yo, bro, I don't care what nobody's saying. I'm a yachty. I like to believe that I'm studying the Rasta philosophy and I come from all of these other ideologies and shit. But weed is a drug. And I say the term drug because I feel as though once anything that influences your mind or the psychosis is drugful. You feel what I mean? However, it is also viceful as well, and it's always used as a vice. Once something is used for a particular reason and comfort, that is a vice. You know what I'm saying? Now the issue with a vice is how easy it is to be comfortable in a vice. You know what I mean? And not do anything productive in a vice. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time, and it relates to you because of that, for me. But just to step away from it, I tell people all the time, like, and this is what I tell people: this is my worst, this is my best toxic advice I could give you if you have a vice, because of our environment and because I know, like, sometimes you need shit to push to move. You feel me? Before you can really figure it out. Once you on your vice, once you on that high, do some shit. And I use this analogy. Let's say you have a nice boat, you out on sea. Feel me? I got a real shitty boat. I'm on the sea. You know what I'm saying? I find this little tar, but it's this tar and it's like this crevice of a rock that not everybody use because you don't really want to put it on your boat because you don't really need it. You know what I'm saying? But this tar right here, if you take it, feel me, got a nice little scent to it, and you can patch up the hole. No more water seeping in, feel me? Now you can spend longer days on a nice calm sea where it's bountiful of fish and things of that nature. So all you gotta do is sit there and fish. Don't get comfortable, don't get lax. And it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be incredibly hard because it's comfortable. But you have to fish. Now if you fish and you catch a lot of fish, feel me, you go back, you sell the fish, you feel me, cook up the fish, whatever the case may be, you get money. After a while, what happens? You buy a bigger boat. Now you catch fish easier. You don't need that tar anymore. You're saying it's no longer. It's literally, as kids, feel me. You eat this one shit, then you get older and start eating this and eating this. Some things that are healthy, you eat this, and you're like, yo, why am I starting eating this? I don't really fuck with this taste anymore. And things of that nature because while you were doing this, you were expanding your palate. You're expanding things better for you. Feel me? You didn't just stay there. Feel me? But the thing with a vice too is also comfortable, and there's some people who like get comfortable.
I got you. I completely understand that. And that's again individual. Like that's an individual thing. Like everybody have to deal with that on their own. Like and people can't really judge another person because you don't even know what their situation is. Like
Hey, well, I said look at it objectively, right?
If you could bend an element, earth, fire, air, water.
Hey, I love that. So boom, I have a tattoo. Me and my best friend got this tatted. Feel me?
You didn't even explain what this one meant.
Oh, it's a semicolon. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
but what was the purpose of it?
Well, usually, this is the one tattoo that I have, which is purpose. Like a lot of my tattoos is original. You know what I'm saying? So nobody else having shits except for like I think two of them.
Is there a way for me to keep this screen on without keep doing it?
Nah, I think we just gotta do with that, bro.
Because this one does it. I don't know why.
What is my water? No, that's it.
The soda's over there. You have water too?
I have water. It was a thing. Huh. I apologize.
Not that soda can over there?
Nah, that's done off. I did it in 2 seconds.
Wow. There was a lot of water. Another one. Because I have. Oh, right here.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Right? Because I did remember saying another one.
I have this tatted on me, right? It's a tea bag, and inside the tea bag is a White Lotus towel. Now, if you know Avatar, The Last Airbender, feel me? That's Uncle Iroh.
Oh, okay,
You know
okay.
What I'm saying, feel me? I always wanted an anime tattoo, a cartoon tattoo, but I didn't want to make it so simple where it's an actual character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say, like, in essence, I'm definitely an airbender. You feel me? But I wouldn't be surprised if I had airbender qualities. Feel me? But I could actually earthbend. And an anomaly might be a firebender, but never a waterbender.
So that's funny.
That ice shit is not it, man. It's not it. For me, in the air, I'm not really too keen on either, feel me? I think I could understand why I could be eerie, and I think I'd be more spiritually eerie, element-wise. But I think if I could bend, it's either would be earth, like I said, green, and I think that's just would be my inevitable. Like that's just what I sprouted from. Feel me? That's my mechanic. Feel me? Or fire, if I was able to just offer pure just interest. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm interested, it's fiery. You feel me? Even in my comfort and my docileness, it's very extreme flames of comfort, in my opinion, at least.
That's cool. I mean, I don't think there's no right or wrong answers to any of these questions. This is just an interview, like, you know, of like, and again, everyone goes through this process before we do a podcast. The main objective of the interview is to just make sure that the person is in a good mental state. Because you don't want to bring somebody on who can be unpredictable or you know, like just sporadic or you know, like that. So it's like, so we have this interview to just make sure that you're in a good space, and also so I know specifically what not to talk about in the podcast, because there's a million and one topics we could talk about.
This, by the way, too. I just found it. It's fun to fidget with. Yeah. But continue, I'm listening. I apologize.
So sum up your past in 3 sentences or more.
Tyler Perry movie. Oh, it's 3 sentences. Apologize, that's 3 words.
Everyone does that, actually, to be honest.
You get 3, you're like, got it. I'm not fucking up. You know what I'm saying? But if I was to say 3 sentences,
and you could refer to like your accomplishments, you know, like, you know, whether it be like education, employment, fatherhood, you know, like it, like
I think I find it funny that you said father, because a lot of people think I'm a father. Now I realize it's because I have an inability to, not an inability, but I tend to forget, you know, saying that I come up with responses in my head but only give a short response to it. So for example, I would say, damn, this is my kid's blay blay. You feel me? And if you don't know I'm a teacher, you're gonna assume I'm a child.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But, those are
that's kind of me. I'm the same way, because you'll find me talking about my kids, and I don't have any biological children, but these are my kids. Like, you know, like
kids, you know what I mean? Like,
can't deny that.
You
like,
feel me? You feel what I'm saying? But I say that to say, when it comes to you said my past though, right?
Yeah, 3 sentences that would sum up your.
Yeah,
your
I remember
past.
that part.
Yeah.
If I say my past, wow, I'm sorry for taking so long. It's I never thought about that. I think my past has been abnormally normal, and I say that to say that I've experienced a day-to-day normal aspects of life, very normal, not too out of line or too out of pocket. Feel me? But that in itself were the most abnormal days. Feel me? Because there were a lot of outside, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of things that I knew weren't what it is, but my mother did a great job at making it seem normal.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying? It could be the world burning, and she'll find some way to paint the picture and literally have me do normal shit. You feel what I'm saying? Not extra shit. You feel what I'm saying? Not unrealistic, and I think that's what made it. Because you know what normal is? Well, what thing with normal, and I think that's when you get kids that are like really gullible and things of that nature, just la 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 la, feel me? Or really into, like, you know, enjoying the freedom of like the games for an hour, etc., feel me? That's when it's normal and unrealistic. So there's no responsibility on the child either in understanding what's going on. My mother gave me the normality, but she always reminded me what exactly this is taken or what exactly this is coming from. So it's a lot of realism, feel me? So my life has been abnormally normal and incredibly realistic.
You have dual citizenship?
Yeah.
So you like Jamaica?
I'm a Jamaican citizen and a American citizen. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Feel me? I got my citizenship in high school too. You feel what I'm saying? Because my mother actually came up here on a teaching. I don't want to get too off topic. Let me answer your question first. So I know myself. I tangent.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, abnormally normal. Feel me? Incredibly realistic. I'm gonna count that as 2. The third sense is creatively mischievous. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
So try to elaborate a bit, like what can you say? Like what experience have you
want a
been
specific
through
experience?
That would,
Okay.
that would say.
All right. Let me do that then. So for the first one, abnormally normal, right? I remember there's this day. It's a really strange day. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding my bicycle. The sun is on. Nice. You hear the birds and stuff like that. The trees are covering my whole block. I'm in East New York, right on between Flatlands and Cozy. I live in these condos and stuff of that nature. You know, I'm riding my bike, things of that nature. I'm having fun by myself. Pretty normal. I wanted to go outside. I had breakfast that day. I watched my cartoons. I already did my homework, so I had to get on my bike. And I just wanted to put the water bottle in that little hinge so it could sound like a loud ass motorcycle when I'm riding it, right?
Yo, I used to do that when I was a kid.
You feel I'm having a blast. There's nothing extra. 107.5 is playing because my mom turns off the television at a certain time. So I'm hearing Maxwell coming out my window. I'm on the bottom floor and we still had a balcony, feel me, or a little patio. So I could easily just jump over and out if I needed to, bring my bike in instead of have to go into the condo and go, you know what I'm saying? That's happening. My mom is outside with my little brother and I had he's a baby at the time. And riding my bike, I'm down the block. All I hear, poof, right into the tree, right on Flatlands, right? This girl comes running. Mom screams at me, get inside, get inside. I'm looking like, you know, I want to ride. I don't care. It's not like this shit ain't, you know what I'm saying? But that's the shit. I'm in absolute normal. And even when shit was so abnormal, it wasn't far-fetched to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, all right, I'm trying to go inside. But I'm a little young one at the time, and I was frail. Feel me? I was tiny for a long time. So I end up trying to go inside, bringing up my big-ass bike. And a girl ends up seeing me, and she pushes her way in. Now that I think about it, you feel me? It pushes her way into the condo, right? It's a 4-family condo, feel me? So it's one family, this family, this family, this family. Think of it as an X, you know what I'm saying? One above, you know what I mean? They all come outside they cribs, feel me? Like, oh, why how this girl get inside? Like, you know, they trying to figure out, like, you just ran out of a car that crashed. Not only that did the car crash, police pulled up, chased the car. They crashed because they were running from the police, and she ran out the car. Police didn't notice that she ran out the car, or maybe they did and didn't care. But as soon as she ran out the car, and I seen this with my own 2 eyes, they started beating on the youths. You feel what I'm saying? Pulling the youths out of the car and beating on the youths, feel me? So now I'm like, yo, wait, what's really going on? And now she's in our condominium because I couldn't get the bike, you feel me? Up into the stairs quick enough, you know what I'm saying? And then we trying to figure out, and then she's talking about calling her parents and stuff like that. And as a younger kid, she looks much older than me, but now that I'm at the age that I am now, I'm probably sure she's like 13, bro. 14, bro.
So what was it, a bunch of kids that stole a car? It was just...
I don't know. Don't ask me where the story went after that. I just know that ever since then we had a dent in that tree right on Vermont Street on Flatlands. So if y'all see a dent in a tree on the corner of Vermont Street and Flatlands, that's why.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's abnormally normal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just so much and at the same time, you know what I mean? At every single day. Every single day.
And what was the other the second thing?
The second one was realistic, feel me? Wow. This is the first Christmas I can remember, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was in Crown Heights, actually. It's a big bougie apartment building, feel me? And we was only there for like 3 months. But it was cool. We was there for about 3 or 6 months. Probably 6. I'm gonna give it 6 months because I remember people came and visited us too. Feel me? Yeah, it's probably 6 months or whatever the case may be, and we there. And I wanted a Xbox. You feel me? I was like, yo, I don't even remember where I seen it from, because I was watching Ninja Turtles and shit like that, and I don't remember seeing no Xbox commercial. I just remember hearing about how my cousin in Cali got an Xbox, feel me? I was like, yo, damn, I'll never get nothing, feel me? And G shit, I was never a greedy kid. I hated asking my mom for shit. You feel what I'm saying? I never even cared because she was so good at wrapping me up in normal. I was busy watching Caillou and shit. You feel what I'm saying? Running around with my boxes and water guns. Feel me? I wanted to go to the park, bro. I was the type of kid. I ran into the park, bro. I looked at somebody, said my name. They said their name, and we ran, and that's lit. You know what I'm saying? Andre John. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That was my intentions at that youthful age. Feel me? And I still had to deal with like all that crazy shit, but that was my intentions. You know what I'm saying? However, it's a one time like, damn, I want an Xbox. I don't know what it is, but I heard it. I don't want the Xbox. For me to my mom want the Xbox, and I could tell that, you know, she wouldn't give it to me because I never asked for nothing. It's a look a kid never asking for nothing, asking for an Xbox, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, why were you asking for it?
I don't know. Because G shit, I don't like video games, and this is why too. You know what I'm saying? So Christmas time is around the corner. I see a gift underneath. Feel me? It's a little square box. I'm like, this is not an Xbox. But somehow with my kid imagination, I had a dream one day because we slept in the same room. Damn, I think that might be an Xbox, and if I open the gift, it's gonna just like get bigger. You feel what I'm saying? G shit, you know what I'm saying? I was a very imaginative kid. You feel me? Like I said, I have to visually see it because if you let me my mind go, it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? That's fire too, by the way. It's freaking Charizard, bro. I'm gonna get Gengar tatted on me. But anyways, yeah,
that's a ghost, right?
Cool. That's me. But or not Ghastly. That's thing. But anyways, for me, I go outside, sneak out, and I peek a little hole at the tiny corner, see what it is. Feel me? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Feel me? Kinda getting tight. I'm like, bro, I don't know why, but I started thinking it was like office supplies. My mom's a teacher, feel me? I could see her giving me like some school shit, like some school play thing. I was a kid at the time, feel me? But now I'm conscious enough of what Christmas is, feel me? And I asked her the night before Christmas, like, yo, is Santa Claus real? She looked at me, she said, don't you ever disrespect me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll buy you this gift. Feel me? Santa ain't money. That's a cart. That's fake. I bought you this. You know what I mean? So if you get this and open this, you say thank you to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, got you.
You feel me? You don't say thank you to Santa Claus. You don't wish for Santa Claus to come.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I wish more parents were like that.
You know what I'm saying? I knew from yay high, bro, that Santa Claus shit wasn't real. And after that Christmas, it's been a while since I got anything after that during Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But I never cared. Like, I would care, but I didn't really care because I didn't notice it. Whenever I passed through Christmases where I didn't get shit, I never noticed I didn't get shit.
So, were you guys raised like in religion or?
Oh, me and my mom was mad Christian, bro.
Okay.
My mom was a mad Christian, but my family is very dynamic. Not everybody's Christian. People believe in whatever they want to believe in. Feel me? A lot of rooted.
But they got to be raised a certain way, though. I mean,
my
when
family,
you get older, you can believe in what you want to believe in, but usually
that's why. Way. But that's why they were. I guess you could say my mother was raised, or my grandfather's Rastafarian, but my grandfather still went to church. You feel what I'm saying? And he's one of those like Rastafari, Ethiopian Rastafarians. You feel me? Where it's still very much Christian beliefs. You know what I'm saying? But they just believe in like that.
They're not Jews,
Nah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The Ethiopian Rasta, because that's like Melik II, feel me? Haile Selassie, that's where like that whole region of that whole belief really extended from and shit like that,
right.
Feel me?
Okay.
And those names came about before, you know, colonization and, you know, infrastructure and things of that nature, you know what I mean? But they'll say things like Jesus, you know what I mean? And they'll just see him as another prophet rather than like that ideal number one. They'll acknowledge him, but not to the highest level. For me, at least that's how it was explained to me at the age, especially in his death, when we went through that ritual and stuff like that. You feel me? I even have videos of it, of like what they did at his church. You feel me? I said that to say my bad, lost train of thought because I went on a crazy tangent. Ooh, realistic, right?
Yeah.
That's what you asked?
You answered it already when you said that you was raised to not believe in the Santa Claus and all that.
But where did the grandfather part came from? Because
I don't know. You just kind of.
You gotta tell me, bro. Because I do tangents, sober or high, bro. I tangent. Feel me? And I tell people all the time, it's okay to tell me to chill because I would tangent, bro. Because my stories come from. Woo, 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 woo,
No, I feel you. I'm like that. I mean, that's why. And remember, this is an interview, so it's like I'm really getting to know you. Like, you know, it's like even if you was to go on a job interview, it'd be like, you know, they ask certain questions because they're really trying to establish a rapport. Like, you know, like so. I now I know these things. Yeah. So when we do start the actual podcast, I already know. Like
even on my own podcast, I literally like you write out a list, and I have my man delegate to me when to shut up. Like, I Dre, you know what I'm saying? I go.
No, but it's cool. I like that you because that I actually what it's showing me is that when we do the podcast, it's going to flow because you're able to. We could just pop topics out and just start random conversations about it. You know what I mean? Like,
we could go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be no dead space.
Like, at all. Like,
you know.
And if it's empty air, I like empty air. But I like it in thought. Like, you can feel my thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's for a reason. I'm like, you ask me a question, I'll be like, wow. You know what I'm saying? And that silence of wow.
So we got 6 out of the 10 questions done already. So it's only 4 more.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna answer them quickly.
Same question, but now about your present. 3 or more sentences. Who you are today. Who is the man that I'm? You know, the other one was about the past, but now today, what would you say?
Unrealized, you know what I'm saying? And I say that in I'm not living to my best potential. Feel me? Not by choice, also by choice, out of predicament. You know what I'm saying? Out of situation. Feel me? And so, but I think it's not bad. I think that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm at that time and that age in my life where shit is just whoosh, and you have to literally independent at night. And I hate to use this because I hate pity. I hate pity, so I say this all the time. If I express any discomfort of my own life, that's not who I am. It's just what I'm going through. If someone tells me, yo, Dre, I'm feeling depressed, I'm not going to think John is a depressed John. Like, I'm not going to introduce you as, hey, this is depressed John. You feel me? I'm going to just know, yo, this is John, and in the back of my head, yo, in his own time, he'd be a little depressed. But that's not his identity. You feel me? That my what I go through in my struggles is not my identity, and that goes back to how we view each other in relationships and that nature. But whatever the case may be, I think right now I'm unrealized. You feel me? I've accomplished a lot, but I think I've had the wrong perspective for a while. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure out exactly how to work smarter rather than harder. Because I'm tired. I'm always tired. Don't sleep. Feel me? Lost mad weight, not in the best way possible. Feel me? My health be up and about. You feel what I'm talking about? My mental is completely sane, but the saner my mental becomes, the more every other mental around me becomes insane. So what does that say exactly about my mental, right?
So, I mean, these are hard times, and the world is kind of. Well, actually, it's probably always been that way. We just never really realized it until it was in our face.
Is it not until you have to react to it? You know what I'm saying? Because I tell people all the time, especially us speaking as to the way we are philosophers, right? But don't get too caught up in your hubris of your mind. It's easy to question. It's easy to question, feel me? We heal ourselves to our consciousness, but at the end of the day, if I want to get to point A and B, I have to walk. And if there's a ledge, I have to walk through that ledge or figure out a way to get through. But regardless of the situation, I have to get across. I have to do, feel me? And in life, regardless of what I think, what highfalutin shit, whatever systematic shit going on, you know what I'm saying, I have to get up and do. Because that gets this done, that gets that done. And if not, I'll live to regret it.
So, did you say unrealized?
Unrealized. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, realized potential.
No, I got you.
Yeah,
I just was making sure that I heard you right.
Yeah, unrealized, feel me? And you wanted 2 more? So, unrealized, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I answered it again, feel me? I guess I'm on studying myself. Feel me right now? Feel me? I'm in big philosopher mode, big research.
I mean, you are a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's an accomplishment. Like, you know, that's something to be proud of. I mean, a lot of people, that's definitely not a job people do for the money, right?
Like, and I guess it goes back to my desire of worth. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an ability that I have, but that's it. That's it. I'm just really good at it. Feel me? I like the mentorship. You feel me? But the fulfillment most people feel out of it do not feel me. It's more get by day by day.
I'm not gonna elaborate too much on it. I'll wait for the podcast when we just shooting the breeze to have a lot more of these conversations. Because I definitely want to like ask you like where your name came from and all that stuff. I'm gonna wait for the actual. I'm gonna wait for the actual podcast though for that. like,
nah, I'm telling you. My bad, I'll be chatting, so I know I'll be afraid when you ask me questions. Because I'm like, damn, I can't just answer this simply.
Of course you can if you want to. But
all right, let's try.
All right, same question now. Future. So you told me about the past, you told me about the present, and now 3 or more sentences that explains the future. And to be specific, the first one could be, where do you see yourself 1 year from now? The second one could be, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And the third one could be, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Alright, so to make it real specific, 1 year from now, I'm going to be moving from my first apartment building. Just to keep it concise and specific, right? 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I'll be putting out my first major film.
So you're into film production?
Yeah, writing, screenwriting, all of that shit.
I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. I got a book coming out. I'm trying to put it out for my birthday, February 1st. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's called Natty Goose. Yeah, so 5 years. And what's after 5? 10 years from then. I'm 24 now, 34. Well, I'm about to be 24. 34. Man. Treation, bro. It's rich and treation, bro. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? Rich and treation. Or like,
so like space. You don't have like, and not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But not that there's any right or wrong answers, remember, but I noticed that you didn't mention anything like, you know, a family or anything. Like, you just kind of like it was all just you. like,
nah, very narcissistic indeed, you know what I'm saying? I have that trait. You know?
But that's okay.
No,
like cool. I said, it's not like there's a wrong answer.
I find it funny you say that, because my mother says that all the time. You find some ways to make it about you. I don't think so. I just think I'm really into me. But it's true also. But I think that's a reflection of the dynamic with my family today. Feel me? And also how we grew up.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 siblings. I live with one right now. He's my little brother. That's like my seed.
So one older. Well, I'm guessing
I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the
oldest between both my parents. They both had other kids with other people at the same time in different places. So that's ironic and funny.
After you or before
after
you?
After me.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? That would have been crazy.
Right, like,
and they were imagine they were together, but they were separated.
Okay,
feel me?
Okay.
They separated after I was born. Feel me?
I was the raised by your mom,
and then I was raised by my mom. Because my pops didn't really want the responsibility type shit.
Oh, you were
also
my mom?
Nah. Pops got a real yachty name. I think I got a real yachty name too, but his name.
Oh right, because you was born in Jamaica.
Yeah, for me. So my father, for my mom had me 25, 26. Pops the same age. She got an opportunity to come here on the teacher pass. You know what I'm saying? That's where they taking people from other nations to do jobs that white people here didn't want to do, because they were unionizing and things of that nature, because they were immigrants from like Ireland and things of that, right? Yeah, people don't peep that deep, right? It's that deep, you feel me? So she's here, whatever the case may be. I come up here, you know, and I don't know, my father and me have very identical personalities, and we're, you know, we're uncomfortable, we're very passive. Not pussy, just passive.
You don't strike me as passive.
You feel me? Yeah, I am. I'm very quick to turn the other cheek. Because to give energy to something is very tiresome. And I refuse to let someone see that what they've done affected me. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? But it's led to issues of me letting too many things roll over my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I have to stand my ground and push forward, that's easy. Lemon squeezy, you feel what I'm saying? But for that reason, yeah. Like my pops, I could be. Even when we talk, it's literally us look in different directions.
Right.
I mean, oh yeah, this son. Yeah, I'm good. You, my mom.
So that's not like a Jamaican thing. That's just a y'all thing.
That's just a us thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time. I used to say this. Feel me? I used to be delicate in how I spoke about my father because I'm very respectful to people, especially older than me, regardless of the relationship. I grew like that, feel me? And I'm getting more comfortable being honest about my parental relationship other than me and my mother, feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I used to say that he was a cool dude, just shitty father. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't we all know people like that?
You know what I'm saying? But now I just think the
my
kids.
cousin. I love him to death, but I'm like, yo, you as a man, you are the man. Everybody love you.
Yeah.
As a father, you ain't shit.
Garbage, bro.
Alright, so this is usually the most difficult question of the entire interview, and it's question number 9. 3 vices. And I know you already know what a vice is because you brought it up earlier.
Yeah.
So
3 vices that I have.
Yeah, things that would probably hinder you from achieving those 5-year, 10-year goals.
Alright. Now it's hard for me to answer that question because of what you said after that. Now, if you want to leave it at 3 vices, I could give you 3 vices.
Okay, you could do it that way.
But I don't think they would necessarily limit me getting to that.
Because you're not comfortable in your vices.
Exactly. Thank you for listening. I thank you for listening. You feel me? So I'll give you my 3 vices. You know what I'm saying? Weed, sex, but just to compromise to the question that you asked, one that could limit me is self-doubt. Feel me? But weed, sex, feel me? That's my shit, you know what I'm saying? I even want to go to school to become a sex therapist right now, like an intimacy coach, feel me? For my own experiences and shit that I've experienced a really ridiculous life. You feel what I'm saying? I done did shit people would least expect, you know what I'm saying? Worked in ways people least expect, you feel what I'm saying? So for that reason, I've just learned to understand kink and trauma, desensitization, feel me? Feel me? Victim, being a victim. And all those extra shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's a whole other story. Feel me? So those vices, feel me? And then weed, feel me? Weed helps me be comfortable in the fact that I'm always already out there, you know? And one that hits me is doubt. I could have been if I didn't doubt myself. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't see it until I look at certain things that I did. And I was like, nigga, I did this then. What the fuck? And it's better than shit now. You know what I'm saying?
So you kind of like have, I don't know if it's issues or problems, but with like taking initiative sometimes.
Yeah. I would take initiative, right? I have no issue with taking initiative. I just don't believe in my product.
But you won't really know. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, but I guess that's where the doubt is.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll tell you, bro, people give me this speech all the time, like, no, bro, but you're not going to know till. Yeah. And I know I'm not going to know till, but the sensation.
I never thought I'd be doing this. Yeah. I never thought I would be doing a podcast. Ever.
I got a good example, just to bring it back to my father, you feel what I'm saying? My doubt, I think, stems... And it's something I just realized recently. I think stems from my relationship with him. I always say my father's like, imagine you were a kid and you had a helium balloon, and you know if you let it go, it's gonna fly away. So it slips out your hand, but there's a few seconds, it flies away. But you see, you know, you have an older person who could easily grab it. They could easily grab it, but they just had that look, that hesitation, and you see it. You see the hesitation, and if they never hesitated, they would have got the balloon. But because they hesitated and held back, the balloon fly away. So now you can't even get there, bro. My father's relationship is constantly in that hesitation. Feel me? It's always this, like always this, and I'm always, you know what I'm saying?
His first child, though, right?
Feel me? Yeah, I'm his first kid.
So it's, I mean, he didn't know how to be a parent yet. Like, you know, they was young. Like
I get that. I get all of that. I truly do. You know what I'm saying? And for that, like, I don't hate my father. You know what I'm saying? But it's to be realistic. A responsibility is a responsibility. Feel me? My life has been, you know what I'm saying? I know people whose life has been. So I tell people all the time, I don't mind listening, but who you are now, I don't care where you've been gone through or whatever, bro. I don't care what the situation is, bro. Respectfully, bro. I want to see what you're doing now. You feel what I'm saying? Your past can be your past, but the world don't give a fuck. It's only gonna look at it to understand you. They're not gonna give if they care. Like you said, they don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? G shit. So for my father, for whatever his reasons is his reasons, but his reasons is not my responsibility.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I was his responsibility, and he fumbled that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So it's no hate to him.
Right.
There's just no love either. You feel what I'm saying? It's just a dude that I know. And we have each other on Facebook.
That's funny. That's
and talk to each other like once a year, bro.
That I know.
It's a dude that I know, man.
Alright, last question. One wish or $1 million? Which one?
One wish, easy, duh. One wish, man. $1 million. Just to get the nigga who gave me that ability tight, bro.
Right, go ahead. Wish for $1 million. You could have just took the $1 million.
No, I wanted to waste this and just get you upset. You know what I'm saying? If I had one wish, it would be the ability to conjure anything I believe, whether tangible or ideological.
Like manifesting.
Yeah. Which goes back to a book that I'm writing. It's a young, I don't want to give too much about it because it's in the works.
I want to wait. Actually, I want to save that for that.
Yeah, that should go crazy, but it's a lot about that. You know what I'm saying? But the ability to conjure whatever the fuck I want to conjure.
So wait, because I use the word manifest, it kind of sounds a little bit more like you're talking about channeling.
Nah, I'm talking about
like bringing things from a spiritual realm and into physical existence here.
Yeah, even if it's an ideology, so you might not even be able to see it. Feel me? I could do it so much so where I could say I could multiply this right here. I could change because I understand how to change the atoms or something.
Right.
So I could take this chemical compound and create it in the air because everything is made out of matter. So you just gotta change that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this is one anime which I love. It's called My Hero Academia. And people have quirks, feel me? But even though you have a quirk, not just a simple power, you know what I mean? There's drawbacks to it, feel me? There's things that make it have to work. Like there's this girl who could, there's this dude who could create explosions, right? But it's because his sweat is nitroglycerin.
Right.
You feel me? But he has to. So in the cold, his powers is not going to be that the best benefit, feel me? So. What I realize with stuff like that is that a lot of times when you ask a question like one wish, there's always a setback. Feel me? I wanna wish where there's no setback. Anything I conjure, and I guess the only setback would be my hubris. Feel me? But I wouldn't ask because if I could conjure anything, I guess the only thing I have to do, I just gotta promise to do. Once I get that shit, it's to conjure wisdom. Feel me? A little greed. Then wisdom, and that's the hard part. Because for the greed to go first, what wisdom is that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What wisdom is that, bro? But the idea is all good. But the idea that you could have the ability to do whatever, exist in whatever for however long, you know what I'm saying, in whichever plane, and then also have wisdom in it is vibey. Because then you just be content, like Merlin. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stress. You don't gotta be, because I feel like with human beings, what we tend to forget is like, we really stress not knowing. That's why we come up with all these answers and do all of this shit. Because the idea of not knowing is very stressful, but the idea of knowing also is terrifying.
But it's actually part of the indoctrination. Like I had this conversation with someone the other day, and it was like, why is it that we, as human beings, don't like to admit when we don't know something? Like, why do we keep making shit up instead of just saying I don't know? Like, and that's kind of because that's how school teaches us. They it's sad, but
Damn, I said that in the poem that I performed. when we met. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely want to talk about that too in the podcast, because you didn't mention that at all in the interview, but because you said something about, I don't know, you said something, but you didn't mention. There's a few things you didn't mention, but that's okay. We want to bring it all up. Anything you want to say that wasn't asked, or anything you want to just volunteer, or a question you want to answer that wasn't asked, or a statement.
How you
or
feeling?
Do you want to ask me a question?
How you feeling about how the questions went so far?
I think so. When I first started doing these interviews, they did take an hour long. You know, with everybody. But as I got used to doing them, no, let me be more clear and more honest. Females get these interviews done in 15 minutes.
Because we niggas don't talk.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, they get every female I've interviewed. Actually, one did like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, females,
I could shot,
done,
bro.
like, you know.
Is that
but that's cool.
for you?
No, that's what
good.
listen, we have to vibe anyway. So,
Bet.
and when we get into the so I'm gonna stop recording now.
Yeah.
And when we get into the